Hey guys, my name is Round One Fight, and it's time for Ghost Rider vs. Spawn, a Marvel vs. Image Comics Death Battle. I'm pretty excited about this one. Ghost Rider is one of my favorite, big name cosmic Marvel characters. Spawn's pretty cool. And this is loading, which is really annoying. Just gonna wait for a bit. Okay, that seems fine. Let's see if we can get you. There we go. And it's almost time. 9, 8, 7. Sorry for talking a little, not much, but well, let's see. 2, 1. Let's go. Nice. A hero slide, of course. I like the aesthetic we're going for.
Ghost Rider versus Spawn.
Yep.
The Spirit of Vengeance versus the Dark Angel of Armageddon.
Ooh, that looks so cool.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor,
Sorry, where's I
and
started
skills to
blasting?
find out who would win a death battle.
Really curious where it's going to go.
Johnny Blaze has always been a man
Curiously,
possessed,
Spawn won
chasing the thrill
the
of
G1
certain
because of
doom by
hacks and
performing
whatnot.
death-defying
I'm curious
stunts.
if he'll actually win, though. I'm hoping Johnny wins.
Father, Crash Simpson.
Until the day Crash lived up to his name and got cancer, heartbroken, and without enough Wampa fruit
I see
to
they're
save
keeping
him,
out the
Johnny
Crash
turned to
jokes.
the only thing that could. Chemotherapy.
devil.
Oh,
To cure Crash's
Better
cancer,
joke than the last
Johnny
time, to be
sold
honest.
his soul to Mephisto, king of the 8th layer of hell.
only for Crash to
Actually
actually
live
live up to his name right after.
Fair enough.
Instead of scooping up Johnny's soul, Mephisto had something
Looks like
else in
Pennywise
mind.
teeth
He
for some
bound
reason.
Johnny to an instrument of divine wrath, Zarathos, the spirit of vengeance.
So Johnny Blaze lived up to his name.
Music's
and
way
burst
better
into
than last time, too.
Hellfire. An undead skeleton biker.
So it sounds
with a
so more like
sick-ass
something you'd
hug.
find in a Power
A
Rangers
fifth
analysis,
scariest
to be
Nick
honest.
Cage performance. The stuntman from hell. He called himself the Daredevil.
Yeah.
Sorry, Johnny, that name's taken.
Okay, then how about the Ghost Rider?
Yeah, I see,
We definitely didn't forget
Beetlejuice
that we
and
named the
Slimer
character
in there,
the
so
same
here's
thing
hoping
only 5
Ghostbusters
years
versus
earlier.
Beetlejuice.
Oh, yeah. The Ghost Rider was
Okay,
bad news for Earth sinners
former
and
King of
scumbags.
Hell,
He's strong enough to
alongside
pull down
Danny
skyscrapers,
Ketchum and Robbie
launch
Reyes.
mountains,
Robbie is
and
such a good
cause
character.
earthquakes that can be
It's
felt across
unbelievable.
whole
Easily
countries.
clears
Don't
Miles
even think about
Morales
fighting back.
as a
He can remake his
successor.
whole body from the hellfire that engulfs him, making him immune to
Ghost
all
Rider's body is
physical
mythical in
damage.
nature and not subject to
Only
ordinary
holy
limitations
weapons
like
that
fatigue,
target
and
his
attempts to
soul
tamper with
can harm him.
his
It's
biological
not just
makeup
his
have
body,
proven
his
ineffective.
whole arsenal
I see
is
they're bringing back
hellfire.
the
Ghosty
specific
can create
issue
anything he can think
stuff,
of, from an
like
infinite stream of
saying where it
chains,
came from.
a shotgun packed with fiery rounds,
I think
or
Blade
a
has one of
flaming
those.
missile barbed right out of his mouth.
And I'm hoping that
Ah,
shows up in the fight.
Life goals.
And he can imbue other objects
Damnation
with hellfire, such
Stare.
as his hell
I heard about
sight.
that. I wonder what that's gonna do.
This badass bike can outpace Thor's hammer Mjolnir, which can cross the universe in seconds.
Yep.
Hellfire is a weapon in and of itself, whether shot out of his hands,
get rid of
raining down from the sky, or released from his...
His
I wonder if they
boner.
actually put that in the fight, which would be hilarious, but I doubt they'll do it.
And it doesn't just scorch flesh. Hellfire is so deadly, it can burn away your very soul.
Mm-hmm.
This technique would be mastered by Johnny's successor, his own
A friend of
brother,
mine named Bang
Danny
likes it.
Ketch.
Oh yeah,
You
Johnny's
guys
not
might have
the
read his
only Ghost
blogs.
Rider. And Danny was the first to master their most famous move. You know, the one that burns your soul to smithereens with just a look. The penance stare.
The
I think that was the
penance stare
same
inflicts
sound
upon
effect they
its
used versus Lobo. Of course.
victims every ounce of pain they ever wreaked upon
And
others.
infamous
Every
Galactus
cruelty,
example.
no matter how small or righteous, is reflected back. A biblical
I think Spawn was listed in the preview, though I don't know.
Obliterating your
Danny at the
soul.
time had
It
absorbed
even
numerous.
works on other Ghost Riders, like when Johnny
Yeah.
and Danny got into a
Ooh.
steering contest and Danny actually depowered Johnny.
Eyes are windows to the soul, so the Ghost Rider must be able to match his victim's gaze for the penance stare to work. Some people have survived it, like the Punisher supposedly because he
Yeah.
didn't regret his actions, but it did work on him on other occasions.
Well, Johnny can adjust how deadly it is, and it doesn't necessarily have to kill you. He can use the stare to read minds, force you to confess info, or just show you the error of your ways.
Remember, the Ghost Rider is 2 souls in 1 body, with the kinder Johnny battling the demon Zarathos in a war of control.
Ah, classic Faustian bargain.
Yep.
All the power in the world, but if you want it, it uses you. Because if Johnny gives in, the demon's full might will take over,
Yep.
and then everything is screwed.
Zarathos' strength is
Asgard,
boundless. He can open up portals
higher
between
dimensional,
dimensions, control the
infinite
elements,
ascent.
pen and stare an
Oh,
entire
infinite speed.
city, and fly all the way to Asgard, which is a literal infinite distance away.
He's manhandled some of Marvel's heaviest hitters, like
Possibly
Thor,
an angel.
World War Hulk, and Doctor Strange. Hell, Strange said Zarathos is a threat to all
Oh.
realms, mortal and immortal.
Hyperbole? Think again. The Archangel Zadkiel said that the power of the Ghost Rider could threaten
Ooh.
all of existence, and even bring down
Cosmology?
heaven itself.
Probably.
Right before an army of Ghost Riders did just that.
Huh.
Yeah, an army. The spirits
Yeah.
of vengeance.
Robbie
are
is so
legion.
cool.
As far back as
Well,
the
the first-
Great Flood, humans
Mephisto has
have
been creating them
bonded to
even
the
earlier.
vestiges
First
of God's
reported-
power
oh yeah,
to
million
act as
BC.
his divine wrath on Earth, a sort of heavenly black ops.
Oh
Does
man.
that make Zarathos an
I mean,
angel
he is.
now, or is he still a demon?
Both? Neither? Despite being one of the greatest entities in existence, it's unclear. What we do know is that ages ago, Zarathos feasted on souls and battled Mephisto for
Yeah.
rulership of his
Place your
realm.
bets.
Mephisto, ever the trickster, claimed victory and gained control of Zarathos forevermore. Hence how he could bond him to Johnny.
But Zarathos got his revenge against that big red bitch with another Ghost Rider, Alejandra Jones. Bet you wish you had one more day to fix that
Aw,
hole in your
man.
chest, huh?
Comic book fan punching bag though he may be, Mephisto is unbelievably
Yeah.
powerful.
Franklin made him
A
his.
battle with him could cause
Yeah.
omniversal
Oh, yeah.
Armageddon, fitting as his fight with Galactus rents the cosmos asunder.
And Galactus' fights can destroy all of Marvel's infinite multiverse. That's the kind of awesome power at Zarathos' disposal. Total cosmic annihilation.
So it was no surprise when Johnny went down to the underworld and took Hell's throne for himself. Usurping the devil that ruined his life and finally grabbing destiny by the handlebars.
Scoring the total power of hell itself, plus a sick-ass
As King of
upgrade,
Hell,
the
up to
Damnation
a million.
Stare, which skips the whole every pain you've ever inflicted thing and just sends you straight to hell. No shot.
As they say though,
Cool.
uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. Johnny began an obsessive crusade to capture all of Hell's escaped demons.
But the Avengers 2 stands
But
still
by
nice.
using his new power to damn them to hell, he began absorbing their evil, feeding off of it, and it corrupted him. Once again, Johnny Blaze was a man possessed.
In truth, Johnny was just as trapped by hell's power as he'd always been, and he needed Danny's help to pull him out of the darkness.
Though he gave up Hell's throne, the Ghost Rider continues his war against demons without and within, mentoring his fellow Ghost Riders in the
Yeah,
ways of
oh,
vengeance. Always proud
I like
of the
Robbie
highways
versus
for the
Devil, man.
evil and the profane.
An unstoppable engine of judgment that, with just a glance, could make Galactus himself shit his pants.
Maybe one day he'll find salvation in the eyes of one of his victims.
As they sure as hell won't find any in his.
Nice. That was so cool. Okay, so a bunch of soul stuff. They didn't really mention any specific weaknesses. Might have had some loopholes in how they described his powers, but super strong cosmology, infinite speed. Little scared concerning how they worded a few stuff. Might give some more in the in the verdict stuff. But I'm pretty sure they will have him much stronger. Though if Spawn has hacks, it might not matter. Not sure. Curious what they'll give Spawn specifically, because apparently he has outer arguments, though a lot of people said 5D was more reasonable in the G1, from what I understand. I said it a while ago, but it's funny how I talk during this and then I can't just cut this stuff out in the editing stage because, you know, I'm talking. But let's see Spawn.
If Al Simmons was one thing, he was a killer.
You know, one thing that
Lieutenant
made me
Colonel in the US
super
Army and
annoyed
the CIA's
was
most decorated
in
assassin,
Marvel vs. Capcom,
Simmons
a line
upheld
for
democracy around
Ghost
the
Rider
globe
vs. Wesker
with
is
the
Hell is
Battle of
calling
the
Albert,
painting the third
and
world in
Spawn's
red,
name
white,
is
and blue,
Albert,
but
and I did not
mostly
use that in
red.
so...
Until his
I wish I
final
used that.
fateful mission when, per his boss's orders, Al was fired.
The burning was only getting started because Al's immortal soul was on a one-way trip to hell.
Where he cut a deal with Malbosia,
Curious what they'll
the
give
big,
him specifically,
naked lord
since
of the
I don't really
eighth
understand a
circle
lot of
hell.
stuff in
By
G1.
their pact, Simmons would be reborn a Hellspawn, a superpowered commander of Hell's armies.
I'm
in
also
exchange
curious what they'll
for
give him
seeing his
form-wise,
wife
like
one more time.
God
Oh,
spawn
buddy,
or
you're
Hell
just
spawn or whatever.
asking to get monkey's blood.
Al Simmons returned from the dead as a decaying zombie 5 years later, after his wife had already remarried and had a daughter.
There, you saw her.
I saw some
Now
stuff
get
of that
back
in the
to work,
series. It
bitch.
looked pretty cool.
Thus was born the undead warrior from hell itself, Spawn.
He's so 90s that he comes all
The
the
sad
way back
man, yeah,
around
that.
to being the coolest thing ever.
Longest
Look
running
upon
independent
his
comic book
edge
character.
wizard
Nice.
and despair.
Spawn would violently defend New York's downtrodden, while slowly uncovering the full breadth of his demonic powers.
He's like a walking superpower encyclopedia.
Yeah.
He can fly.
He also
teleport,
has
turn
basically
invisible
all of
and
his great clips
intangible,
now
throw things
from
with
Mortal
his mind,
Kombat,
make
which is
force
both
fields,
cool and
control the
annoying in
elements
terms of
and the
display.
weather, and even stop time. Speaking of time, he can fly so fast,
Nice.
he literally breaks into other dimensions and smashes time as a concept.
He can manipulate matter, shape-shifting his own body or transmuting other
Yeah, I
objects
think they'll
to people.
have him
He can even control
Ghost
and absorb
resist that because of what they
Wait,
said.
Wiz, if he can rearrange molecules and crap, why doesn't he just
They also
fix his
mentioned he could
uggo
break through a
face?
million enchantments, so maybe
Well,
that's
he
useful.
tried to do that, but Malbosia cursed him so that he could only make himself.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, it's petty trolling like that that
Also,
gets you
why on
thrown in
earth does
hell.
Malbosia
To be
look
fair,
like that? It
Spawn
looks so
can
dumb.
achieve a similar result with illusions and mental manipulation. He can read and control minds, implant and replace memories, or simply drive you mad.
Spawn can do all of this
Body
crazy shit because he
manipulation,
runs on
some
necroplasm,
soul manipulation,
basically
etc.
hell juice.
You're not
Regeneration,
wrong.
too.
Necroplasm is the energy that makes up hell itself. Al's undead body is composed of 400 pounds of it.
Yep.
He can wield it like an energy blaster empowered by the sins of others. Spawn can absorb your evil and feed off of it. By simply walking on Earth, Spawn
That
wields
might have
all
him
of
resist the
humanity's
penance here.
pain all at
Not
once.
sure.
He's even absorbed the sins of 8 million New Yorkers instantly, cleansing them of their evil.
Like Jesus?
Or he can
Man.
do the reverse and make you experience the full weight of your own sins, feeling every bit of pain you've ever
That
inflicted
might
on
be dangerous
others
considering
over
what they
your
said in
whole
Ghost Rider's
life.
analysis. I'm not sure.
Like some sort of penance.
Though Spawn's necroplasm comes with a catch.
Yeah, he's got unlimited amount
Apparently
of
he has
stuff,
an infinite amount
and
as
it
the King of
drains
Hell,
every
but I don't know if
time
they're
he
giving it
uses
to him.
powers.
Considering they said
If
this.
he runs out, he's dragged back to hell.
Even depowered, Spawn can rely on his elite military training in hand-to-hand combat. He's even fought Batman
Yeah.
to stand still.
And as befits his past profession, he loves his big-ass 90s
Yeah.
guns.
So his greatest weapon is the sentient being he's genetically and spiritually bonded to, his cloak. Letha,
Wait,
the
this,
7th house of K.
You ever
This-
wonder why his
oh, this song
cape's
is the
red?
Madara versus
Well,
Aizen
now
one, I
you
think.
are, and it's red because it's made from the apple Eve ate in the Garden of Eden.
Oh,
It's literally made
okay.
of original sin. Oh, and also the souls of a million sinners, including every one of Hell's victims. Also a touch of vampire for good measure.
Huh.
K7 Letha is constantly evolving. It can act independently to defend Spawn with an infinite stream of chains,
stuff.
transform into weapons, or drain people of their power. It is the most potent weapon Hell has ever created.
Hmm.
It even helped Spawn beat the primordial dark god Urizen, who can destroy and eat your soul with just a glare.
Except the souls bonded to Spawn
Might be dangerous.
acted as a buffer, allowing him to survive.
You'd think with an arsenal like that, he'd be unstoppable. But Hellspawns have a weakness to holy weapons and can be killed permanently if decapitated by one.
Though Spawn has managed to survive this in the past. No, Spawn's greatest weakness is his own, how do I put this, stupidity.
So Spawn fought this angel lady, Angela. Great name for an angel. She had this dimensional lance that could wipe Hellspawn out of existence, and Spawn got it. But instead of, being cautious around a mysterious angel weapon that hurts him, he just had to push the big shiny button and activate it on himself.
Huh.
And so, Spawn was forever destroyed. Until he reconfigured reality to undo his own inexistence.
There we are,
Huh.
good as
It's sad the spirit erasing
That
Spawn.
has to be the
Spawn
first time we've
instinctively
seen
reflected the
someone
power back into spirit itself,
accidentally
erasing it
kill
and stealing from
themselves
reality.
and survive.
On his quest as Hell's
So
greatest
maybe that'll say
warrior,
he could
Spawn
resist
has
something like
defeated
that?
A serial killer ice cream man, a demonic clown,
Yeah.
and even his old boss remade by Heaven into an anti-Spawn. He's even encountered other
Man.
Hellspawn.
Killing bad guys might seem counterintuitive if you work for a Hell Lord, but it actually just adds more souls to Balmosia's army. An army Spawn would have to lead in a war with heaven that'd kill all of humanity.
Because the reason Malbolgia chose Al to be his commander wasn't that he was some great warrior. It was because Al had proven that he was the best at taking orders.
All his life and all his death, Al was nothing more than a hired gun.
That's a good
But
line.
he knew it, and he would do so no more.
So Spawn marched down to hell and ripped Malbosia's head off with a scream so loud
Of
it
course,
echoed
that's
through
it.
all of reality. Spawn became the king of the 8th circle of hell.
As king, Spawn is literally a part of hell
Soul
itself,
obliteration,
gaining access to an unlimited
regeneration.
pool of energy
Oh, they gave him
that
Divine
increases
Spawn.
100-fold with every heartbeat. He's effectively omnipotent in there, and strong enough to challenge other Hell Lords like Mammon and Satan.
He got so strong, the only thing left was to finally resolve the war between heaven and hell.
But Spawn needed help from the being who created this god and
No
Satan to
cosmology
begin
stuff yet.
with, the mother of existence, Gaia.
She wasn't cool with her kids being total assholes, so she appointed Spawn to be the universe's savior.
By eating the fruit from the Tree of Life, Spawn became truly divine, capable of battling God and Satan in a stalemate for eternity that extinguished all life on Earth.
And each of them are powerful enough to
10
create
circles
and
consist
control
of infinite layers, each
infinitely-sized
circle is infinite with each one separated by
Spawn
infinite
broke the
distance.
stalemate by
Likewise,
letting
every layer of
God
heaven
and
is
Satan
infinite,
destroy
existing
him,
within separate
only for
different
Gaia to
time
separate the
boundaries.
two from the reality
Huh.
they threaten.
Are they gonna have
Just
him as
like that time
well?
with the Lance, Spawn respawned and recreated the Earth. Poof, good as new.
Finally freed of the weight of heaven and hell,
Little,
Al asked to be reborn as a human.
nervous
but he knew in his
about
heart he
Ghost Rider winning,
deserved
but
to
I hope he
carry on his
does.
undead penance in perpetuity.
He's a creature of the 90s, Wiz. He won't be happy unless he can angstily brood over the injustice of his own existence.
Yeah.
Now if you threaten the alley he calls home, beware, because Spawn will turn whatever's left of your life into a living hell.
Nice. Okay. I am a little nervous about Ghost Rider's chances given what they said, but they didn't really mention any specific soul resistance, so I think something like the Damnation Sphere might be enough. Might have missed something with all my talking, but I am still going for Ghost Rider. I do hope he wins. I am really nervous that Spawn might win. Okay. Really nervous. I guess if Spawn wins, it will be a pretty big upset considering how many people thought Ghost Rider will win, but man, I hope Johnny wins. Okay, here we go. All right, the combats are set.
and
We're
we've
setting
run
the data through all possibilities.
It's
It's
time
time
for one hell of a death
Oh man.
battle!
Also the Jones baby, that's funny. Okay, let's see. Come on, Ghost Rider, come on. Nice hand draw.
Like these drive men insane. Brimstone in the air. Something's coming. If it wants a piece of me, there'll be hell to pay.
That's the line. There's a slide.
Go back to the pit you squirmed from, Hellspawn.
Nice.
Make me.
Oh. Oh, that music sounds so good. I'll have to listen to that later. And this looks so good spy-wise.
If you care, it's nothing personal. Vengeance calls.
Oh man. Hellfire shotgun. Nice. Oh, this sounds like Disturbed.
Sloppy. You fight like a bum.
Oh man.
You've earned your damnation.
Oh. Oh, it did work? Oh, infinite now. Of course, he's dragging him to hell. Ooh. Oh, of course. Oh, Skull Truck? Oh, that's so cool. Stop time. Is this Zarathos or something?
Be damned. Yes, you will.
Oh no, he transformed first. Come on, Zarathos. Come on. What's gonna happen now? Divine? Oh, there we go.
The vestments of the holy cannot disguise your wickedness. God forbid.
Huh. Well, oh man, this is so cool. Come on, Ghost Rider, come on. Oh, that's cool, realm shifting and whatnot. Come on, Ghost Rider. Come on.
Al Simmons, your sins are innumerable.
Oh no.
Here to wreak vengeance upon your soul.
Oh no. No, no.
Eat sin for breakfast. Have a taste of your own goddamn medicine.
Come on, Ghost Rider, please. Oh. Oh no. Ghost Rider, come on, please. No.
It's like you said, nothing personal, asshole.
No. Come on.
God damn!
Literally, this was a nail-biter of a battle that
Oh.
pitted Ghost Rider's immeasurable power against Spawn's skill and versatility. Let's break this down into 4 categories.
First up, power. Divine Spawn could match God and Satan, who could create universes. Similar in scale to Ghost Rider's bouts with a lot of the powerhouses in Marvel.
But Zarathos was different. Remember, his power can match that of Mephisto
Yeah,
and
Zarathos is
Galactus,
stronger and
who can
whatnot.
threaten all of Marvel's infinite cosmic reality, far greater than any cosmos Spawn has ever affected. Even though Spawn's battled and defeated Satan in more recent comics, implying he's retained a level of power similar to his divine form, he couldn't match Zarathos in power alone.
Ghost Rider may take power.
Okay,
but
let's see what they
remember,
have.
Johnny actively resists Zarathos' influence, so Spawn may have had time in the fight to learn and adapt to Ghost Rider before he went full Blue Fury.
And Spawn definitely had the edge in skill. He spent decades in military combat and is a master martial artist, whereas Johnny more so relies on his invincibility.
The ultimate dream power for a
Once
stuntman.
claimed, however,
Even with
separating
his
Spirit of
crazy
Vengeance is
powers,
better to the
Ghost
former.
Rider was a lot more direct than Spawn, pretty much entirely focused on attacking the soul.
Which doesn't bode well for his versatility. Spawn can stop time, manipulate matter, turn intangible, control minds, warp reality. The Ghost Rider had a much more limited arsenal by comparison. Spawn had a huge advantage in this category.
Though with his invincibility, way greater power, and the ability to scorch your soul to nothing, Ghost Rider could score the win through brute force, right?
Not exactly. The last piece of the puzzle is their resistances. Basically, who was harder to kill. Spawn's constant mainlining of humanity's collective sin and pain meant he could survive attacks on his soul, including the Penance Stare, just like he resisted a very similar attack from Urizen.
Best of all, remember the time he rewrote reality to undo his own inexistence?
There was nothing the Ghost Rider could do to overpower that. And that time with the Lance wasn't planned, it was purely instinctual. He could replicate it any time he wanted, like in his fight with God and Satan.
So how do you put Spawn down for good? Well, you can't. At least Johnny and Zarathos couldn't.
Unlike how Ghost Rider's soul has been vulnerable to attack before, like when Danny used the Penance Stare to depower Johnny.
This sort of thing actually happens a lot, even in recent comics. The whole reason Johnny and Zarathos are bonded in the first place is because Zarathos' soul was manipulated by Mephisto.
And not only does Spawn have plenty of experience manipulating souls, he can replicate the effect of the Penance Stare itself.
And just think about that. A penance stare on Zarathos would mean he's feeling the pain from every penance stare that he's ever done. A penance squared.
The Damnation Stare, on the other hand, actively helped Spawn, sending him to hell where he gets a literal infinite power boost.
And it wasn't just Spawn's soul
Rogue
powers that had
absorbing
spelled
her,
trouble.
but
He had
Fleet
other
that
ways
can
to
control the
bypass
soul.
Ghost Rider's immortality too, like transmutation, rewriting reality, or just straight up stealing his powers, which has worked on multiple Ghost Riders in the past.
Giving Spawn the final edge. Zarathos was almost unbeatable, a massive power advantage, soul destruction, immortality, but Spawn could counter everything thrown at him, and was too unkillable for Zarathos' strength advantage to matter in the long run against his crazier abilities.
That was one hell of a fight, and at least Johnny went out in a blaze of glory.
The winner is Spawn.
Hope the next time's good.
on Death Battle.
Yep, there we go.
Subscribe and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Oh
Thanks for
boy.
watching.
Okay. Well, I gotta join that to ensure that Mahito dies. Pretty sad about the verdict. Don't really know if I disagree or can disagree, but it was a really cool fight. And yeah, sorry if I don't have much to say. I'm pretty bummed Ghost Rider lost. Though I am a little surprised Spawn actually won. It's like one of the first upsets against a big herald in a while. I don't really have anything else to say, really, so good episode, and I'm decently excited for the next one. I'll see y'all guys later. Thanks for watching.